Hi, it's Celeste, your canary in the coal mine. Today I wanted to talk about motivation. I just was out to lunch with a friend of mine, and every time I go out to lunch, I cook a lot more of my meals at home nowadays so that I know what's in the food and so that I can use fresh whole ingredients instead of cans, boxes, and packages. But what I want to talk about is what does it take to eat as clean as you might need to eat in order to reduce or eliminate your symptoms. It's a real mental struggle. It's the whole pressure of our society is against you being well and eating well. Everywhere you look, the food that's offered in restaurants isn't very good for you. Sometimes there's almost nothing on a menu that you can eat. I went out with friends a couple weeks ago for dinner, and my only purpose in going out to dinner nowadays is to be with friends. It's not to have the food. It's just that we do so much of our socializing over food. So I go along with some of these things, and then I sometimes find myself in a position where there is virtually nothing on the menu that I should be eating. And this was the case a couple of weeks ago. There I am looking at the menu and I'm thinking, there isn't a single vegetarian dish on this menu. Everything is built around meat and chicken and fish, and that's how all the menu items are even labeled. It's like the first concept that hits you is, what is the flavor of animal that you want to eat tonight? And then they talk about, well, this one has Italian flavoring, or this one is Chinese flavored, or whatever. And in this restaurant there wasn't anything that I actually should be eating. So I'm digging around on the menu and I'm thinking, okay, I've got two choices. Either I order something and just kind of push aside the parts of it that aren't going to be very good for me, or I ask the waitress to adjust what's coming to the table. And it's been my experience that if I make a big deal out of it, if the waiter shows up and says, okay, I want this, but leave off this, don't do this, add this, and stuff, that creates so much attention that then the dinner conversation starts turning on to me and why am I asking for all these changes and stuff. And I don't much enjoy sitting there explaining throughout a large portion of the meal what's going on and everything. I just want to be there to talk to my friends and not be there talking about my food choices. So I ordered the best thing I could. The best thing I could find on the menu was a large salad that had a slab of chicken breast on it, and this slab of chicken breast had been sliced a little bit. And I thought, okay, I can discern from the menu that this is going to be a big salad, so that's what I'm going to be eating. And maybe I'll take a bite or two of the chicken and I'll take the rest home to my cat, And so my salad, everybody gets these humongous portions. Everything is huge at this restaurant. And they've got ribs and they've got fries and they've got melts and all these other gooey, icky things. And they look luscious, but I don't eat that way anymore. I used to eat that way, but I don't eat that way anymore because I'm eating for my health, not for my taste buds anymore. Not that healthy food can't be good tasting too, but my choosing things because they're super good for my taste buds or super friendly to my taste buds is not my first preference. My first preference is find something healthy. So I had this huge salad arrives and it's got this slab of chicken on the top of it, and I'm thinking, oh, this is good. Not because the chicken is there, but because there is so much salad here. I'm going to be able to make a meal out of this. Sometimes when you go to restaurants and the only thing you can order is their dinner salad or something, it's a completely inadequate amount of calories. It's iceberg lettuce with a couple of cherry tomatoes and a slice or two of cucumbers, and that's it. And if you didn't put dressing on it, there wouldn't be anything with any calories to speak of. So the guy sitting next to me knows that I record these health videos, and he says, well, I thought you didn't eat food like this, And I said, it's the best thing I could find on the menu, And then I plowed into the salad part of it, and then the discussion went on to why we were all there to talk to each other and stuff. So I just wanted to say that It takes a strong will, it takes motivation. You have to have your reason in place why you're going to choose to be out of step with all the rest of the people in your group, in your family, in society, because you are going to be. There are certain places in the country where it's a little friendlier to health conscious people. When I lived in California, for example, if you sat there at a restaurant and you said to the waiter, well, I want this, but I want you to do it this way, and don't fry it, grill it, don't add the oil, do this, do this. They just take that as normal, and they just write it down. Nobody makes any big comments about it. But where I'm living now in the Midwest, that's a big topic of discussion if you start making big alterations to the standard stuff that's offered on the restaurant menu. So I just wanted to say, if you find it a struggle to eat differently than the rest of your friends and the rest of your family, join the club. That's just how it is. Maybe it'll get better over time, but so you have to have a real motivation. Why would you choose to live so differently than other people? In my case, when I realized that I didn't have to have all those years of pain that I'd experienced, both through migraine headaches and through rheumatoid arthritis, I was like just going around going, oh my God, you mean I can do something about this other than just take aspirin or even stronger drugs? By simply avoiding certain foods, I don't have to be in pain all the time. It was like a miracle. So for me, the amount of pain that I was experiencing was enough to keep me on the straight and narrow. And occasionally I goof off, and occasionally I think I can get away with something that's really marginal. And occasionally I do get away with it, and then occasionally I don't get away with it. And I'm miserable for the next couple of days, and I think, why did I do that to myself? But I know where the source is. I know it isn't some random event that just happened to be out of the clear blue. I know I actually made some choices that caused me to now have pain. And if I don't want to have pain, I shouldn't do that again. So I just wanted to say, it's not easy when you're living countercultural, but it's really worthwhile for your health and well-being. So once again, as usual, I want you to get well and stay well. Thanks.